done by design, and it's in the WikiLeaks. Hillary talking to the head of a university psychology department about how they've got to intensify the culture wars to divide the country to control them. Because poor people want a better life. And she's like, yeah, these damn poor people, remember? These stupid baristas, what do? They want a better life. Well, just intensify culture war so they're all fighting with each other. That's in the stinking emails. And we sit here like fools and watch this unfold. So that's their plan, and that's what they do. And I was sitting there thinking about how sick this makes me, and my wife comes over and starts putting food on my daughter's plate, and then she bursts into tears and sits down and starts sobbing like I've never seen her cry. And I've been with her 7 years. Girlfriend I met during my divorce, you know, after I got married and had a child with her. And I said, what's wrong? Did somebody die? Did you just hear families? What the hell's going on? She goes, it's the children. Why would you run over children? And she's just retching and pouring, crying. And then she grabs my 4-year-old daughter and goes, no, I don't want one to hurt you. And that was a normal response of a woman knowing there's psychotic killers running around, killing people because of what color they are. Because a 4-year-old little girl or a 5-year-old little boy, whether they've got brown skin or white skin or whatever color skin they got, they don't deserve some drugged up devil worshiper, and that's what this is, to run around selfishly, acting all cool, playing their gangster rap, running over the white devils to, you know, get some in on Rittenhouse, the white supremacist. And so Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and all the MSNBC hosts and the CNN hosts, every one of them is your enemy. Every one of them hates your guts. Every one of them is part of a criminal globalist cabal, along with the Democratic Party and the Justice Department and the lawyers and just all of them. They're trash. They're scum. Using psychological warfare to do this and then to cover up what this guy did. Because if we use this as an example of what not to do, it created some shame in the hearts of evil haters. Whether it's a black guy killing white people or a white guy killing black people, then this would stop. But they don't do that, just like with school shootings. They hype every school shooting up and give incredible attention to the killers, knowing that it's going to create copycats. And in all the Democratic jurisdictions, they cover up people planning the shootings. They protect people planning the shootings. Hell, the Walmart shooting in Texas and others, it turned out, were leftist. In almost every case, it's black trench coats, devil worshipers, people into death. Instead of committing suicide, they don't commit suicide by cop. They don't commit suicide. It's another option now. It's go out and just kill some people at Walmart. And the media sits there and then misappropriates it almost every time and say, well, they were white, so they did it because they were racist. And then it turns out it's the opposite. They're just a devil worshiper. Or they're an Antifa. But then when it's cut and dry, a black supremacist crazy person who goes out and zigzags through a town parade they have where the middle schoolers and elementary students and everybody can go out and run around and be recognized by the town and have fun and get their adrenaline up and just have a event. But here's this guy programmed into tribal thought. Hey, there's that town that's mainly white. 20 miles away, I'll drive out of Kenosha, I'll drive out of Milwaukee, and I'll go over there and I'll just run my car through a bunch of people. And when I do it, when I kill 6 people and injure over 40, they say more are probably going to die. Some are brain dead. He's a hero. He's a good man. The left said all over Twitter, well, this will teach you white people. And it was mainly weird white professor types programming who know exactly what they're doing, even though it'll come back on them. So they're planning to launch a civil war in this country. And they're planning to brand January 6th as a premeditated attack on the Capitol by myself and Trump so they can try to arrest me in the near future, so they can then detonate bombs around the country and claim that it's the resistance doing it when it's going to be them to roll out full-on martial law. They've just gotten started with the COVID martial law and gotten that idea introduced. This is what they're going to do in the next 10 and a half months before the midterms. They're going to end the country because they know they've lost the public. The public's coming together. Black Lives Matter has a 20% approval rating. The Democrats have a 30% approval rating. They're the occupying foreign evil force, and all they've got is race war left as the cover for martial law. So no one should be violent. No one should go out and offensively attack anybody. And anytime you see one of these events, you're going to need to go out and document it, knowing that it might be your footage that gets the truth out of what happened, because if there wasn't all the footage of this, they would say a white supremacist attacked that crowd, and they would say the victims were black. In the UK and in Germany, when Muslims and others attack and kill Europeans, they will say and lie on the news and say it was a German or say it was a Brit. That's the next level of this, because they want to keep those groups stirred up and angry and attacking, because they can use them anytime they want with the media to snap the fingers and have a mostly peaceful protest where major cities burn down and people get killed. And who leads it? White people in black uniforms with their faces covered out stirring up the inner city crowds. We even got the IMF World Bank documents on that and the Soros documents 5 years ago where they actually planned that with the local police in blue cities they control. So this is it. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right. In the second hour, I'm going to get more into what I was just covering with Dr. Darren Beattie, who's been at the center of Tucker Carlson's in-depth investigation into the provocateur deep state actions on January 6th and that false flag event that was triggered but misfired. It was meant to be at least 50 times to 100 times worse. So they already had their scripts ready about this is as bad as Pearl Harbor, this is terrible. They tried to trick Q people under federal command, that they were actually under Q's command, the president's command, to actually go in with weapons, but they didn't do it, and to actually attack members of Congress, but they didn't do it. And that's why the feds have dropped at the low level the official story that it was commanded by Trump and myself, is because they know the investigation continues into a higher level group, it's going to run right into the FBI running it. And the same FBI agents that ran the attack on Governor Whitmer and that whole staged event were also brought in to run this one. And we know their names, we know who they are. And so I'm risking my life exposing all this because I can't be a coward. But you know, they've subpoenaed myself and Rogers so they can then say, oh, you lied in your responses, you're going to jail. And they will indict us in D.C. with a kangaroo court that has the same value as North Korea. So that's what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. And people say, well, you should need to back off. You know, look at you. You stood up to evil. It's coming after you. You know, God's real and God's watching, and that's who I'm afraid of. And I did some bad things when I was younger. And so I get put in prison or I get killed fighting evil. Hopefully that takes the dark mark, the evil mark off of me, and I can be with God in the future. So I'm not worried about these fake judges and the corrupt FBI. They got God to deal with too. Because believe me, God's real. God's 100% real. And you better get your relationship right with God. Because that's what this is all about. People say, how are you handling all these attacks and all the things? I expected to be attacked. Every day I'm not in prison or pushing up daisies is a good day, as they say. But I'm not going to do things that appease the system so I could sit there in some mansion on the beach somewhere and have some plastic wife and fake friends and be part of this evil. It's empty. My life is so incredibly full. Now they've run over 40 plus people. 6 of them have died. Another little boy's died. And we get to hear all over the news, oh, it was the vehicle crash. It was the car crash. It was the SUV crash. Yeah, he was really bizarre. He shared Hitler memes. That's a weird thing about the super left, too. They have like a weird Hitler fetish. Usually they're pedophiles. He said he was a pedophile. He was a convicted sex trafficker. But Darrell E. Brooks, now the police are reporting that they had the video. He zigzagged. Oh, but we're not going to see the video of the up close. Oh, it's Charlottesville when the car crashes into people. All the photos, it's all over the news. It's everywhere. But in this case, we don't humanize the little kids he ran over, people he zigzagged through. No. And it gets worse. We'll show you these photos coming up. They've lightened his face on CNN and the Washington Post where he's whiter than porcelain. They actually put a filter on the mugshot to subliminally again say it's a white person doing it. The left, yeah, there it is on screen. Again, It'd be like if the white guy goes in and shoots the poor black people in South Carolina at the church, and then you just say a black dude did it. It's the same level of lying, but it shouldn't matter. It's a crazy, bad, evil person that did this, and we say it's wrong, and we try to stop it in the future. But in Europe, it happens so much, in all the major meeting places and town squares, they put up the freedom. 8-year-old Waukesha terror attack victim Jackson Sparks died from injuries sustained on Sunday. Look at the big man that killed him. Oh, such a big man. You ran over a little kid, but you showed that white devil. Boy, I bet that he was an evil. You know what? I bet his family starts getting a little racist now. See how that works, dumbass? Daryl E. Brooks, what a moron. What a big, tough guy. No, he didn't go find Kyle Rittenhouse, who he thought was evil and said needed to die. No, no, no. He would find a little kid. Too bad there wasn't a Kyle Rittenhouse there to kill your ass, you murdering racist scumbag. Daryl E. Brooks, you monster. Got a bunch of other little girls fighting for their lives, too. Look at this little girl fighting for her life right now. Yeah. We'll tell you about her coming up. All you big, tough people, man, gonna take out the evil white devils under the orders from Klaus Schwab. And that's what Daryl E. Brooks thought. He thought, well, this evil white supremacist, just killed 3 black people. That's what mainstream news says. Kyle Rittenhouse. So I've got to go out and strike back. Well, there's a predominantly white suburb close to here. Let me go kill him. That's what he said all over the internet. So he said, why don't cowards just go kill these people? And again, that's the same evil spirit that was in Dylan Roof when he went into a black church, people that didn't even know, done nothing to him, and he killed 9 innocent black people. I mean, if he hates black people so bad, why did he go find like black pedophiles or black criminals or people that had done something wrong? If he hates black so much, no, it's got to be black churchgoers worshiping Jesus, because it's an evil spirit, folks, that hates Christians. And it just happened again. You've got a brown-skinned demon doing what a white-skinned demon did. Look at that demon. A mentally ill demon. And then going to a parade and running over elementary and middle school kids. Oh, that's real manly right there. I mean, it's hard to top shooting 9 adults at church just because they're black and Christian. But this guy wants to kill kids. And he tells you in videos, yeah, I'm a pedophile. Big deal. I pimp out little kids. What's up with that? He thinks being exploitive is powerful. He thinks sex trafficking people is cool. And you know what? Biden agrees with him, because that's who these people are. Psychic vampires. They are a pedophile army. And they got pink skin, and they got brown skin, and they got black skin, and they got yellow skin, but they all got the devil inside. Like those old chips, you say Intel inside, or, No, devil inside. Devil inside. Devil inside. Every single one of us has the devil inside. Yeah, that's why you want to get it out of your life and push it down as small as you can get it, instead of letting it grow until you destroy yourself and a bunch of other people. And everything, the symbol of the cornucopia is of plenty and bounty. And so it's a symbol of Thanksgiving. It's an old Greek symbol, but it moves into, it's a symbol of the bounty. Well, what comes out of Klaus Schwab and the New World Order and Bill Gates? You'll have nothing, you'll own nothing, you'll eat bugs, and you'll drink sewage water, and you'll live in big, ugly government housing buildings where they can control you and dumb you down and force feed you murder music and ship drugs in so you all kill each other. And that very same group that took the black community, that had a lower illegitimacy rate 60 years ago than whites, and now has the highest illegitimacy rate in the world. That's scientific control. Because the black folks, Nietzsche said that which does not kill you only makes you stronger. So I don't defend segregation or any of that. But black folks understood this is about a class thing. If we get our own businesses and our own money and dress nice and believe in ourselves, we defeat people saying that we're inferior, which was a minority of white people, but it was still the system still in place, because it's hard to change that system. Now, what are black people like? On average, with the type of gangster stuff you see from people that commit these crimes, the opposite of what black people were 60, 70 years ago. The polar opposite, and the media did it. And now the media is promoting that culture that is not black culture, that is not American culture, with Colin Kaepernick showing a bunch of black men saying they're all slaves because they're in the NFL. And it's so fake and so ridiculous, it looks like a 2-year-old's doing the acting. But people like numbskull Darrell E. Brooks, he thinks he's a hero. He thinks he went out and showed the white people that, hey, next time we're in a multiracial neighborhood burning down your houses, you better not fight back or we'll run you over at parades. Wow, you really showed us, Darrell. You really showed this little boy you killed, 8-year-old Waukesha terror attack victim Jackson Sparks died. He fought on a few days because his head was run over and his guts were hanging out his body. But you know what? He's dead now. You sure showed him you're a real man. 6th victim dies, an 8-year-old boy after Black Lives Matter supporter barrels his SUV through Waukesha Christmas parade. What's worse than that, the police now say he drove diagonally through people, like in a zigzag. When people would run, he would chase them down. Media refers to black extremist deadly ramming rampage in Waukesha as a parade crash and an accident. They're still doing it. Christmas parade killer drove in zigzag pattern to hit as many people as possible. Infowars.com, the link to the police reports, which you'll never see on the news unless you share it. Look at this white devil. Waukesha Christmas parade victim Julia. Julia's in the fight of her life. She's a victim of the senseless violence at the Waukesha Christmas parade. Julia was marching with the parade with her dance team. Oh my gosh, bringing a smile to everyone's face because this is who she is. Everyone that knows the little girl knows the joy she brings to the world. She has a heart of gold, a smile that can light up the room and is lovely by so many. Julia has suffered brain trauma and is currently in the ICU at Children's Hospital. Any donation, large or small, will help the family. There's the link at GoFundMe. I'm surprised GoFundMe hadn't taken it down. I mean, she's a white devil. Good Lord. What is the new Black Panther Party, totally funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center and others? What do they say? They say, you say don't kill the white babies. Well, that little baby will grow up, even if it's a woman, to be a military manufacturing center. And every 9 months she lays down on her back and reinforcements roll out. That's all ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center venom. The globalists are exterminating Africa right now, collapsing it, and then meanwhile running around telling black people, go kill white people, go rob white people, be a thug, exploit women. All of it is a vector point because the enemy will attack the weakest point where they think they've got control. Well, black folks were oppressed in this country. And so they hit the point where they had control, where the state could come in and help the black people. And boy, they sure helped them, didn't they? I don't want any of that help. I don't care what color you are. You don't want the New World Order's help. You don't want the government's help. You don't want NPR's help. You don't want CNN's help. You don't want to be anywhere near these people. You want to be on your knees before God with a relationship with the creator of the universe that made you and knows you're amazing. Because you're a transcendent being that's more than what color you are. That's what you need to be. You're not going to get salvation. You're not going to get satisfaction. You're not going to get anything out of worldliness and devil worship, but death and destruction and a civil war. When we come back, I've got more. I've got the energy secretary, but I've got to hit this. I'm going to show you actual video. There's hours of this, of worship, the left worshiping pedophiles. Pedophile worship straight ahead. Stay with us. All right, it was about 1.5 years before they launched the COVID-19 Great Reset Operation Lockstep program that I've been desperately warning you was imminent. And so now, next hour, I'm going to tell you what's imminent again. It's race war. They've been desperately trying to trigger it. There is a way to stop it. We can do it together. We have to recognize the enemy is the New World Order. It is the corporate media. They're the ones playing us off against each other. Yeah, we got differences. Everybody's got beefs. There's been problems. Things have happened. We got to forgive each other and go to the next level. Or they're going to be able to pick us off one by one. We must unify now. Unify under God, unify under truth, unify under our republic that's not perfect, but is a shining example of where humanity could go. And it's something that's an example against the globalists that they want to get rid of. We're not going to let them do it. This challenge is not our defeat. This challenge is our greatest moment preparing to happen. This is the time that people of old wish they lived in. This is a great time to be together. This is an amazing time to be born in and to live in, to have a chance to be here. And what I believe, what I know is the launch point of humanity's next level. Okay, pedophile worship. I'm not going to list all the city council videos we've got and county commissioner videos and Blue's Clues on PBS and all of it where they promote children having sex with adults or women in a satanic ritual, that's what it is, in public schools and libraries and other facilities, bringing little children in to sit on the laps of horribly disgusting looking men in clown outfits and saying, this is a woman. It's one thing to say a man is a woman if the man looks like a woman, has a proclivity to be a woman, had some idea, that's what they want. And they're not after children. That's their choice. This is disgusting men in clown outfits, big fat pedophiles and pedophile supporters literally coming after our children. And the not even subliminal messages of Moloch in the video with children being given to the devil to be sacrificed to it in the Blue's Clues. It's everywhere. And then footage out of Kenosha, and footage out of Portland, and footage out of New York, and footage out of Seattle. And I just saw footage out of Dallas. It's on Band.video, one of our contributors, of people out there defending JoJo Rosenbaum, who raped at least, you know, they only catch 1 out of 10 or so. So he did it, obviously, I would guess much more. 5 little boys as young as what, 8 years old? He would grab children out of parks, throw them in a gully, and sodomize them. And now, Annie Nago, a hunted man, but he got the footage, and it's not just his. I mean, this morning at like 5 a.m., I watched like 7 of these videos or 8 of these videos. It's up close of them just worshiping Rosenbaum. Say his name. They didn't say the name. You don't see the Antifa scum saying the name of the little 8-year-old that got run over and died, took 2 days to die. 8-year-old Waukesha terror attack victim Jackson Sparks. They don't want the name of Jackson Sparks said. No, no, no. Or the names of all these other people, like this little girl, Julia, fighting for her life, ran over her head on purpose. No, 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 no. They don't want you doing it. No, no, they want you to say his name, Joseph, child rapist, coward, scumbag, Rosenbaum. Here it is.
Say his name!
Joseph Rosenbaum!
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 Another group of people under slavery, under satanic bondage, marked for death by their masters. Remember, these people are all being destroyed by the globalists. They're all the ones taking the shots. They're having the heart attacks. They're having the blood clots. They don't care because they'll do anything their God wants. They'll hand their children over to it. They'll go to drag queen story time. They'll do whatever they have to because they love death. Let's play this clip. This is a reporter asking Talib, the jihadi squad lady, have you wrestled with any potential downsides of releasing into society every single person who's in federal prison? Talib, everyone like, oh my God, we're just not releasing, we're just gonna release everybody. That's not what I'm saying. Reporter, that's what your bill says. But they're gonna be selective. Oh, no, no. Alex Jones and Roger Stone, oh, there'll be no clemency there. It's their people. That's what communists do. Remember General Benton Parton, former head of Air Force Weapons Development, head of the HARP program, head of secret space operations. I mean, he was read in at the highest level. And he said, on my show many times in person, he said, listen, Jones, there's a communist program. Powerful corporate forces are using communism as a takeover. And he just explained that it's a program. And when you see them try to legalize and release violent offenders, that's when you know they're about to have a violent uprising, because they're promising to their people, you can commit all the violence you want, and once we get into power, we're going to let you go. He said, that's when you know they're making their move. Said that on my show 25 years ago. And here we are today, and it's happening. So here is one of the horsemen getting caught even on mainstream news and BS. Here it is.
In 2020, you endorsed the Breathe Act, which is a series of proposals to transform America's criminal justice system and create, quote, a roadmap for prison abolition. The Breathe Act proposes emptying federal detention facilities within 10 years. To what extent have you wrestled with any potential downsides of releasing into society every single person who's currently in a federal prison?
Yeah, I think that everyone's like, oh my God, we're going to just release everybody. That's not what
the
says. But did you see how many people are mentally ill that are in prison right now?
No, I know, but the act that you endorsed actually says release everyone in 10 years.
But think about it. Who will release
But there are like human traffickers,
I know.
child sex. So, but you're saying, do you mean that you don't actually support that? Because you endorsed the bill.
No, I endorsed the Breathe Act and looking at federal, the policies and how we incarcerate, absolutely.
But it says in there.
But you cannot just blanketly say, oh, look, she wants, that's not what I'm saying.
But that's like in plain text.
But
because they're not going to release just everybody. Only the hardcore leftists that will commit crimes and murders under their orders. That's why Pelosi said a few years ago, oh, I love MS-13. They're God's children. Because they're running the child kidnapping rings. They're running the slavery. They're doing it all. Dr. Darren Beatty is going to be joining us to talk about the globalist plan to trigger martial law through a civil war next hour, the latest on January 6th. The garbage subpoenas against us and so much more. I meant to get to the footage, but I'll get to it after he leaves us. On the shutdown of our energy, because if you think last year you had energy problems, and last winter, I guess earlier this year, get ready, because they're here to train you to not have gas, not have fuel, and not have so much more. So that is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you about this, though. We have launched the most important sale of the year, because now we've got a bunch of great products that have been sold out for months and months and months back in stock. So, right now, the real Black Friday sale is beginning, and it's only going to run until the end of the month, and that's now only 6-7 days. InfoWars Store official Black Friday special has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, people love it. It's our best seller. Vitamin Mineral Fusion. All the vitamins, all the minerals, all the key amino acids, everything you need for your immune system and your body, and it tastes great. And it funds the InfoWar. It is back in stock, 40% off with free shipping and double Patriot points. Vitamin Mineral Fusion, back in stock, 40% off, plus free shipping and double Patriot points. And it's only running until the end of the month. And then our biggest sale of the year is over. Black Friday comes early, already happened, but a lot of stuff was sold out. Now official Black Friday sale is here. And we're offering Vitamin Mineral Fusion 40% off. But we also have Prostagard with very strong saw palmetto and a bunch of other key vitamins and minerals that are good, not just for your prostate. This is great for women as well. Even the government admits saw palmetto absolutely, massively is a super powerful preventative for prostate cancer. What else do you think it does in the body? It's been sold out for 9 months because of the supply chain breakdowns. It's back in stock. 40% off, again, everything free shipping. We also have Turbo Force back in stock, 40% off plus free shipping on Patriot points. Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula, back in stock, 40% off, 95% curcuminoid. Nobody else has got that for the inflammation, for your whole body. These are all key, and so much more at InfoWarsStore.com. So only 6-7 days left in the biggest sale of 2021. Bet on freedom, bet on InfoWars, bet on yourself, and get great products. The only way you fail is not taking action at InfoWarsStore.com. I know you're humble. I know you're like me. But I really want you to sit back and cogitate or meditate on the fact that those of you that have supported my broadcast and InfoWars over the years have changed the world in incredible ways. And now, as 2021 prepares to end and 2022 begins to dawn, it is more important than ever that you realize how important you are and that you be more active than you've ever been. The tip of the spear is Band.video. The very front lines of the fight for human liberty is Infowars.com. And we can't stay on air without your support, so thank you all for your support. Donate to our legal defense fund to stay on the air at SaveInfowars.com. That's SaveInfowars.com. And continue to go to InfoWarsStore.com, where right now we've got Turbo Force sold out for months, 10 hours clean energy, back in stock with free shipping, 40% off, and so many other great products.
It just might go down as the biggest media malfeasance to date, the way the mainstream media handled the Steele dossier nonsense. Unable to turn a blind eye or cover up for being complicit in the conspiracy any longer, some outlets are being forced to address the issue head on in the wake of more Durham indictments and arrests. Axios describes it as a reckoning hitting news organizations and admits it's one of the most egregious journalistic errors in modern history. The media spreading lies for years. It relents it was outsized coverage of an unvetted document. Many journalists resented the former president for turning more than half of the country against the media, frequently repeating,
"Fake news. Fake news. Fake news."
a phrase Hillary Clinton actually coined.
Fake news and false propaganda.
But was it the media that created the monster?
Fake news. It's fake.
Was it the media that created the contention? By pushing a thinly sourced story based on rumors and lies? As more truth comes out, the Washington Post has corrected and removed large portions of 2 articles. But will CNN or MSNBC revisit or correct their coverage around the Steele dossier? Since the Axios article, other outlets are acknowledging the malfeasance. New York Times says many of the dossier's allegations have turned out to be fictitious or at best unprovable. It goes on to make some thinly veiled excuses for the coverage, but says DOJ has been weaponized against dissenters. And worse yet, did the New York Times collude with the FBI to target Project Veritas? While some journalists don't approve of James O'Keefe's style, he is following the tenet of journalism to hold those in power accountable. Kudos to the journalists speaking out against the FBI raids against him and the Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press for filing a motion to unseal the search warrant application. As the ACLU statement says, the precedent sent in this case could have serious consequences for press freedom. And in Biden's own words,
it's simply wrong.
So you won't let your Justice Department
I will
do
not
that?
let that happen.
he said that in May, and yet here we are. Despite the intrusion, Project Veritas is still exposing unethical conduct. As listed in the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics, expose unethical conduct in journalism, including within their own organizations. And that's just what one CBS insider was doing in exposing Tegna. You know what's not listed in the SPJ Code of Ethics? This unethical advice.
I challenge you to stop thinking in terms of objective journalism.
In fact, the Code of Ethics advise ethical journalism should be accurate and fair. It also says support the open and civil exchange of views, even views they find repugnant. But is the current state of journalism even concerned with serving the public anymore?
I don't really care if people trust us or not. You still got to do your job. So, I mean, that's the least